I think I want to pivot into the aggro Mako build real quick, so we have time to get to hopefully our 2 other backup decks today. Yeah, Storm kind of loses to itself. Grafdigger's Cage also not so bad against it. We could play actually maybe 1 Cage and 2 Soulless Jailer. And then Soulless Jailer is good against Storm and Breach. Is that not how you spell Soulless? If it's aggressive enough and Opal can help turn 2 Molten Rain, I think you want to play Charmaw instead, because we have Arena of Glory. We're just like a very aggressive. Arena of Glory is another reason to not play more colorless utility lands. But yeah, I think this is going to be a good pivot here. I was definitely liking the like Monument Inti stuff more than the Goblin Engineer stuff. Predictably, Goblin Engineer still sucks. I think we'll see. Maybe I do love that card. It's like longtime pet card of mine. But I think let's play Mako. Get to play extra Aetherdrift cards too. Because this deck runs some Ragavan Ambers also. If you played 4 Ragavan, I would play 1 Mox Amber. That card advantage does go a long way towards allowing you as the Hammer player to actually play games of Magic. All right, let's keep this. Did I buy Makos? Are they available for you to win today? I use my Daybreak account as a content creator. They give us these Daybreak accounts to be able to test cards early and stream them for you. Yeah, so just a little tiny taste of Hammer Copium. All right, no 2-drop for our opponent. Praying for a day I receive Stoneforge Value deck with Aetherspark. I want to play Stoneforge Value with Aetherspark. That also might be a green-white deck, which is part of the reason why I wanted to start with Hammer. Just to kind of understand a little bit more like what these play like. But I was thinking about like trying to combine some Stoneforge elements with the Aetherspark Value shell, or we'll start with the Bright Glass shell. Okay, am I playing the Creator Thing standard tomorrow? No, I'm gonna play the Showcase or just the regular Modern Challenge. I don't really like to play the Creator Things unless they're modern, and they haven't been modern for a long time. And then on Saturday is the Showcase thing, Yendrick. So none of that for me. Okay, well, hopefully they don't just have Ephemerate. We got 3 Torpor Orbs for this matchup. What do you think? You'll revisit Esper Ketchamos again? The deck was sick. There's a good chance I'm playing Esper in the challenge tomorrow. I'm going to try to play a little bit with Esper and Black-White off stream, like maybe like 2 matches each, and try to get a feel for which one I want to play in which events this weekend. Are we going to play the deck? Yeah, the green-white deck we'll play next. Which seemed better initially? It's very close. Like Relic, I've really liked Relic. I don't think you want to play Relic and Frog. But I've really liked having Relic in the deck. And I really liked having Spell Snare. I really liked having Thoughtseize. I really liked having... they do have the Ephemerate. I really liked having... It just... All of it has been pretty good, so... If I had kept that Galvanic Blast in my hand, maybe I could have discarded my other card and blasted this. What do you think of Case of the Uneaten Feast as a Gearhulk target for the green-white ritual deck? I don't think that card is good. I'm not that interested in that card. Did you ever get reps with the Nesting Ground Whale deck? It didn't work. Apparently the card has to have the ability vanishing on it for the vanishing counter to actually sacrifice the permanent, which is not something I understood when I built the deck. All right, so let's hope they don't have another Ephemerate. Otherwise, we're going to game 2. Yeah, Relic was like so good yesterday. Frog was also so good. I just don't think it's super easy to play both. Relic and Frog have tension too, so the mana for Black White was really good. Our record with Esper was better, so there's just a few little ins and outs to the case, I suppose. Okay, nice. Let's just start off by discarding this. Draw a card. Is there any legacy legal card you wish you could brew around? Yeah, I've always been kind of jealous of the Pyrogoyf and Barogoyf. I think that those would be pretty cool ones. You find any cool Clock of Omens stuff to do with repurposing Bay? I was looking at Clock of Omens, Rings of Bright Hearth, my favorite card, of course. I didn't really figure out anything super interesting with those cards, but hopefully can find something. They have Ophelia? Nothing. I'll take nothing. We're going to gain 6 life here, probably. Guess their hand's like all Fatal Pushes and 4 and 5 drops. Thoughtseize, maybe. Is this hardcast Daredevil territory? No, we have too much to do with our mana to really think about that, I think. You lose 3. Lava Spike. There's a Mako. Maybe I'll start saying Mako. Interesting. Do I want to haste the Mako? Seems okay to haste it. Clock of Omens can get closer to Paradox Engine. Yeah, I had a lot of like sacking Frogmite or the black 2/1 that makes your opponent discard a card. Sacking that into Paradox Engine or Timeless Lotus. I'm working on that kind of stuff with Repurposing Bay too. It's just so tough to play these decks because they just lose to a single hate card every time. And that experience sucks despite them being pretty powerful. Please, Mako is the right pronunciation. Well, this is the thing. People keep saying you can pronounce it either way. It doesn't matter. This is definitely the right pronunciation. There's also like, you know, the guy from Avatar: The Last Airbender and the thing from Mass Effect. It's spelled the same way. It's pronounced Mako. I don't know. It's not that big a deal, but I might start trying to say Mako. I could call it Shark. But like apparently Wikipedia says you can pronounce it either way. Ash fully opted out of pronunciation games and calls it Marco Sharko. I might adopt that. Call it Jeff. I wish I was a young man. I would be all over Marvel Rivals. That's a young man's game. So I can deal my opponent 7, which is not quite lethal here. Oh, sorry, play this Mox, of course, so I can have food plus blast up. I'm at 1. Maybe I should have sacked to play around Bowmaster, huh? Yeah, I think it's okay. I don't need to gain 3 life here. I can just go you lose 3. Galvanic Blast you. I still have the 2 mana up here with the treasure token. Yeah, but I think sacking before damage was certainly a bit better. So right now they're dead to me tapping a cookbook on their turn. Oh, sorry. I guess I should have also hasted Inti and Asmo here. But, I mean, they just don't have an answer to the monument, so it shouldn't be that big a dealio. Okay, winning game 1 against Orzhov is great. I don't really know how their hand was this bad, but getting to bring in 3 orbs, super cool. Let's cut the Soul Guide Lantern. I don't really. So our plan, I did think about this yesterday. You can kill Ketramos by activating Shadowspear and activating Asmo. It's not the best plan, but boy, oh boy, is it a plan. Let's go down and Opal also. Down at Opal. I feel like they're going to have a good amount of graveyard hate, so maybe go down to Daredevil. Where do you think Arena ranks on the list of best utility lands in Modern? Top 5, top 3? I mean, Eldrazi Temple and Ugin's Labyrinth are 1 and 2. Then I'd probably put Saga over Arena. And then I put Arena over Shifting Woodland. So yeah, maybe Arena's number 4. So I can save the Street Wraith for Monument. I think let's try to do that. We just draw a land. We can go Orb into Monument, double trigger. Cut 2 Mako. I want to be testing the Makos. I think Mako's also just really good, but we'll see. Am I more sold on Frog or Relic for Ketramos so far? I've mostly tested with Relic. Seems powerful but slow. I kind of have been thinking Relic is the better of the two. I mean, obviously Frog is better by itself, but like in general, I've been so impressed by Relic. And then Relic is also like really nice against Breach, and you get to play Thoughtseize, which is better against Eldrazi than Spell Snare. And your mana is better. Nice. So they did take the Felia, so my plan is going to be probably make a treasure token with one of my Monument triggers to Galvanic Blast it, so they can't target the Orb and free it. Yeah, once we figured out how to count to 4, Relic got better. Ah, we're dead. Maybe. Certainly cool to see Aether Spark impacting Modern this much. I'm going to draw a card first because I could draw Ovalchase Daredevil. But they're going to put Felia into play here, and then I'm going to go discard a mountain, make a treasure token, Galvanic Blast the Felia. Oh, Blast also kills Ketramos too if we have Shadowspear. Cool. I do think it's prudent to get rid of this. Especially because Torpor Orb is turning off like a lot of what Felia could do, but if they just have a Relic, they get to draw 4 cards here. And we're also going to get to draw a lot of cards with our Monuments. They ticked up the Vial to 3. Yeah, Monument's been overperforming, I think, my initial expectations. Do you have any more Ketramos list planned for today? I'm gonna play him in the challenge tomorrow and Saturday. How good was Black White? I think I like Black White more than Esper, but I can't deny that Esper performed better. So I think I might play Esper tomorrow just to like get, because I played a lot more with Black White, and then try to, if this is assuming I don't really get many reps in, I'm gonna try to get more of a feeler for it off stream. Okay, so I might get to make a Saga token if somehow I am making treasures, but I think I'm going to start off by just go draw a card, draw a card. Nice. So here could be treasures. So yeah, let's just go ahead and play an Opal, and then we can cycle the Wraith. Maybe I should just cycle the Wraith now. Let's screw treasures. Let's go lose 3, lose 3. Nice. And now I can just put my opponent to 1. So if they decide to ephemerate the Ketramos, they lose a life, and then I just kill them with Street Wraith. I think Ketramos is better in Black White because the mana base is less painful. Yeah, I think the mana base being better is super important. But also getting Snare, Consign, Frog, we're also all good. So I think it's good that you have options, and we'll figure it out. Yeah, to those who are like, it looks like the Lava Spike mode will be relevant. It is relevant. This is the main win condition. You just Lava Spike them, Lava Spike them, Lava Spike them, Lava Spike them. Seems like I should make them make the first move, right? Yeah, you Frog and Monument's good too. This could be something we do at some point. Looks like they're going to Wrath this guy's X = 3, which would be unbelievably good here if they weren't just dead. Nice. Feels good to be able to beat black-white with this deck. That was kind of my scariest thing going in here. Probably gonna mulligan this on the draw. Vile Norza, I feel like it's quite bad. Yeah, I think with Ketramos, you just don't really want to be on Vile anymore. But I think it's good that people disagree, and we can see how different people build the deck still. I'm gonna keep this on 6. Opponent's on 6 as well. Let's put back the second Mopal. Yeah, Monument better than Ketramos? We'll see. You know, I will say it certainly seemed like that game we... Obviously, this draw's nuts. It seemed like that game we won because of Torpor Orb in a big way. Torpor Orb is just also still nuts in this matchup. All right, so we're hoping to top deck a land and just Monument next turn, turn 2. Why did Bowmaster disappear from the metagame? I mean, the big thing is the ring got banned. That was the big thing. It hasn't completely disappeared. You know, Yawgmoth is a deck people play, and they play some Bowmasters there. We've been playing this mono black deck that I like it in, but it's just not that good. It's gonna get better if Hollow One becomes more popular. Bowmaster is really good against Hollow One, and Hollow One's getting more popular, so we'll see. But you know, we're experiencing some things in Modern that a lot of people are not very familiar with. Metagame evolution. Oh, we're probably playing against Storm. It's okay. We do have 2 Soulless Jailers. And also Storm just kind of dies to itself a lot. It's turn 1. I only have Asmo with 1 food in play. Any chance Monument would be good as a Carnwish target in Shifting Woodlands combo or Winmore? Yeah, I have a hard time imagining it being great there. It seems really slow as a Karn target, but never say never. Then on the 16, they glimpse into a Ruby Medallion, a Manamorphose, and another Rao. 1 card in hand. Their last card in hand is a Desperate Ritual, so they're casting this and responding to this so that they can try to flip Rao with the ability to ultimate it immediately. They lost the first flip, and they lost the second flip. Huge for me. 1 card in their hand. Is it another spell? There's a Ruby Medallion, and Storm is still garbage. Still garbage. Yeah, Bowmaster I think is getting better with Ketramos and the Hollow One decks becoming popular again. Okay, so this is a good pickup. Let's go ahead and I think start off by discarding Daredevil because we're not going to be able to cast the Monument this turn. So it's a bit awkward if we loot first, discard Daredevil. Although I guess we could just get it back with... It's okay, we're not going to cast the Monument first. Just 5-0 with Nihil Hollow One. Awesome, cool. Yeah, I like the Nihilist. I think getting access to Flage is like your best plan against energy. Yeah, this is some... I forgot. I should have said this to the person earlier who said the problem with Hollow One is you can't beat the most average energy draws, which I do disagree with. I think Phoenix is a big deal, but if you just have Flage in your deck, you see like 2 Flages you see really often with all the looting, and like Arena of Glory Flage is great in that matchup, of course. All right, so loot. So I'm gonna discard Daredevil, and I think I need to discard this Cookbook since this Lantern seems pretty dang good. Naya, what's the green for? Vengevine, and then Ray of Revelation in the sideboard. I'm a big Vengevine fan in Hollow One. It didn't exactly play super duper well for us yesterday, but it's a really high variance card that's super powerful, and I think that's what you should lean into as Hollow One is like the high variance, high power stuff. Okay, so we won game 1 against Storm. We get to bring in a good amount of sideboard cards. I think I'm gonna go down to just 1 Daredevil and click submit. Can this deck function without Opals? It can, yeah. I'm not sure exactly how I'd build it. Some people say that they have older Amber builds. You could play Ragavan and Amber maybe. How did FOMO perform yesterday? I'm a big believer in FOMO, especially if you play Vengevine, because you can go turn 1, discard Vengevine, into FOMO, discard Rootwalla. I do not believe that the card is mandatory as an include in Hollow One. So I am kind of interested in seeing people try to build the deck without it for whatever that's worth. Did we win or did Storm just lose? I mean, it was turn 2, so... Like they were feeling a lot of obviously great draw. they were feeling a lot of pressure to try to combo off turn 2 because I could Asmo kill their Rao. But yeah, I mean, it's just a Storm just can't seem to combo kill anymore. I don't know. I do agree. I don't know why this is the case, but certainly seems this way. Do we want to trim Intis with Soulless Jailer? That's probably fine. If you have Jailer in play, you're happy no matter what. And Inti can dig for your sideboard cards. I think Boros is a good match for Hollow One. Bigger problems with Breach and Eldrazi. That's interesting. I just kind of think Hollow One just wins when you like win die rolls and you draw well and you lose when you don't. Sometimes. Ketchermos with cards like Grixis Sojourners and Fairy Macabre and Living End. Yeah, I mean, I know you love these juicy Living End brews. I encourage you to try it. It could be good, but for me, I have a hard time getting really pumped to like try new Living End tech for some reason. Just not one that I want to try so much. How does this deck win? How does our Monument Mako deck win? Monument and Mako, baby. We're doing a lot of like 12 damage a turn cycle with Monuments. Ooh, Fused Wear Tear. Sheesh. The benefit of Gifts was that you cast in just deterministically one, and Ruby Storm has less consistent deterministic wins. I mean, I agree with this. The cope of the people who are saying, I think Gift Storm is better than Ruby Storm is very funny. Gift Storm is so bad. I really want to like go back to playing Storm and just trying to play Dragon Rage's Channeler again, because like early into MH3 we were playing Channeler, and Channeler's card selection as well as like being really good on the curve was great. It would also, you'd win some beatdown plans by just playing like 2 3/3 flyers after you put a mulligan for a sideboard card. This was more true when you had Giganta in the deck, but I don't know. Like, I just kind of want to go back to Channeler and see if like Channeler is just actually the solution all along. Might be for like a challenge sometime. Not right now, of course, with all the Aetherdrift stuff happening. I thought Mako Mako is the name of the guy who made the deck. The guy who made the deck is me, Inspiring Timmy. All right, we're going to go to game 3 here. And I think I'm just clicking submit. How many channelers do you play, and what might you take out of Storm to fit them? Well, I mean, it's just kind of easy, right? Like I mean, this hand is like a crazy Mako hand, so let's try it. Do I want to go Cookbook turn 1 plus Mox Opal? I don't think so with this hand. Yeah, it's like I wouldn't play Strike It Rich or Artist Talent. I would play Channelers in those slots, and I would also probably play 4 Glimpse. Like, I see a lot of people playing less than 4, but I feel like Glimpse is like a huge part of not fizzling when you're comboing off. All right, so start off with a Wraith. Into Looting. Mountain Opal, I think. Didn't find anything too helpful, unfortunately. Could Third Path Icono plus Flare of Denial be a powerful synergy and is it mid-range deck? I guess I don't understand the synergy where it doesn't seem like you want to sacrifice your Third Path Iconoclast to Flare. That doesn't seem like a good plan to me. So if I find Galvanic Blast, can I kill them? So blast them down to 10. Faithless Looting, get this up to 7, 8. So it seems like I'd be like 1 damage short after you count the fetch land here. So maybe that would mean a Ral would be kind of bad. I feel like we might be getting Wear Teared here also, which would be okay. I thought about Demonic Council and Storm. I haven't thought about Demonic Council. We had someone recently who they said that they were playing Infernal Tutor in Storm, and I thought that was pretty cool. I haven't thought about Demonic Council, no. Alright, looking for Galvanic Blast. So you can totally crack that Bloodstained Mire. Lightning Bolt deals 3 damage. Lightning Bolt deals 3 damage. I play 3 over Past in Flames, 2 through 4. We only play 1 Past in Flames. This is another thing. I mean, I guess you're kind of weak to Graveyard Hate. But also Demonic Council is weak to Graveyard Hate. I guess your idea is you can just counsel for Past in Flames. But I don't know how... It doesn't even seem like you're that good at, like, getting Delirium. I've tried both. My experience Delirium was easier than Hellbent, as sometimes you're stuck with land in your hand. I mean, I feel like how are you getting the extra type in the yard? Because it's like instant sorcery land are really easy, but like it doesn't seem easy to have creature, artifact, enchantment in the yard. Unless you play Baubles, and I don't really want to play Baubles. Crack the fetch. Crack the fetch. I played Channelers and Looting as well as the enchantment land from Duskmourn. You play the enchantment land from Duskmourn? That's crazy. Dude, they targeted Mox Opal here. That's also crazy. The enchantment land is like, I'm not sold on this on this plan, dude. Okay. Deck's chugging along. So what's the plan with this hand? We can go turn 1 Asmo, but I feel like I want to go turn 1 Mako. Mako. Weird slow roll, but GG's. You were at 5 life, my friend. Galvanic Blast deals 4 damage. What do you mean slow roll? Slow roll? What the fuck? Weird slow roll. This is funny. GG's. Weird static prison on my Mox Opal, dude. So I can go Mako, Saga, Cookbook, Trigger, Opal, Asmo, but I have to discard the Monument to do that. So I think I'm just going to go cast the Asmo. I'm playing around Bolt there. So I mean, Static Prison doesn't play around Bolt, because I assume is you're in deck with no knowledge. Sure, but like, I don't understand how you're accusing me of a slow roll. I have Rattle in hand. I lose any removal. Okay, but also I guess you can go to main phase 2. Does play around Bolt. Yes, good games to you too. Ferg with the gifted sub to Gavin. Very nice. Ooh, also very nice. Let's get it kind of aggressive here, I think. You lose 3. Just Grixis Delirium. Yeah, Monument's been pretty dang good. I think it makes more sense of this more aggressive shell than the Goblin Engineer shell we started with. Yeah, I'd say it's overperforming expectations. Not by a ton. Ferk with the gifted sub to our friend, the Cold Wall Cowboy. Thank you so much. Who has forgiven me for the slow roll. So I can dome them down to 8, attack them down to 5. Yeah, I think we're Lava Spike mode here. Oh, baby. Wow, what a draw. So we draw a card first. Oh, man. You lose 3. Okay, Monument is cracked. Yeah, Goblin Engineer has missed its last chance. Okay, so we didn't see a lot of our opponent's deck. They're playing like Grixis Delirium. Was that a turn 3 kill? I don't know if I want a second Soul Guide Lantern. Yeah, sorry for the slow roll to our opponent here. I don't know how you're concerned about ability to get types. You could play Pinnacle Monk, MDFC instead of Duskborn Chamberlain. Yeah, that I think that's a good suggestion for the Infernal Council gamer. Or Demonic Council gamer. Alright, I think we're just going to run it back here. Didn't see a lot of their deck. I'm unsure whether to play Burning Nuclear Lore with Malka Monument. Do you have any preferences? I saw you ask this question earlier, and I responded that I wouldn't recommend playing either. This hand is incredibly beautiful. I wish I was able to play. Yeah, I'm not that interested in playing either with Monument. Like, I'm only ever gonna play Lore and Burning Inquiry when I play Hollow One. And at the moment, I don't think I want to play Monument in Hollow One because I think it's too high on the curve. I really want to play it in Mox Opal decks. I could be wrong. Maybe Monument does go in the shell, and then you would play both of those cards. But I also can't tell you which one's better without knowing like what your deck list looks like either, right? So maybe if you told me what you were doing with the deck, I could tell you about Burning Inquiry or Lore. Like Burning Inquiry is better with Bowmaster. Oh, damn it! I did not think we're getting surgical after tapping the cookbook the first time. I guess we got an extra discard out of it at least. And our hand's pretty dang good. Commercial ads ran not 1, not 2, but 3 erectile dysfunction ads. Sheesh. Ooh. How many did you buy? Second cookbook prevents him from surgical. Right. Well, now my opponent's got counterspell up. Do I just jam? I don't think I just jam. Let's pass. How's sideboard felt? I mean, pretty first drafty, of course. Sideboards always need some work. Yeah, I just wanted the box. So my opponent's missed their land drop here. I'm gonna just go to looting now. We have a lot of hits here, and I don't want my opponent to kill my Inti on end of turn, and I don't get any value out of it. There's a hit. Twin incoming. Nether Goyf Twin. Interesting. I mean, they didn't counter the Inti, so they maybe don't have 2 counter spells. Maybe they just have like a push. No, we can like flashback looting next turn. I've been watching the new season of Invincible, and this is like the only time I ever watch Amazon Prime. And like, there's all these ads that are like there's like Ozempic ads, and it's like click OK to order Ozempic or like Ozempic knockoff on your screen. It's like the most dystopian shit I've ever seen. Click OK to order this drug. No doctor. All right, they reveal a bauble to the iteration here. See if they found a land. They did. They're probably holding up Consign. Probably going to just jam the Monument anyways this turn, because I don't think it's going to really get a lot better, although let's see what we draw off the Wraith. Okay. The only country that advertises pharmaceuticals, medicals. Oh, I know. I know. It's just very cyberpunk. It's very cyberpunk. Oh, there's Shadow. I wonder if they're playing the new Shadow in the deck. You can play around Spell Pierce here. I think they might have Spell Pierce. I'm gonna play around it. They definitely have it. All right, F6. They're going down to 7. It's kind of dangerous with Monument in play. And we considered Monument with Frog. This is just kind of our, first draft or whatever. It's probably Stub. Maybe. So they're going to let me flash back the looting. Looks like they are. Obviously, this Galvanic Blast is pretty exciting. Yes, we'll go draw a card, treasure token. And so if they are just on Spell Pierce, we can win. But what's also nice about this situation is we're just not dead to this attack. Oh, interesting. They didn't consign the Monument trigger. And now I can't kill them on account of the whole not having another card to discard thing. So I guess we're just going to pass the turn, and I don't want to Galvanic Blast them now with this Death Shadow over there. Probably sacking another food. And probably not Galvanic Blasting end of turn, because they could also have that Spell Pierce. Yeah, I will do my best not to slow roll, which is a word that's quickly losing all meaning. Super Hot Jew with 18 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Are we going to gain 3 life? So one thing I might do is I might blast them in response to the frog triggers on the stack. They reveal another copy of Death Shadow here. But if they cast Death Shadow and leave up Steam Vents, I'll just play around Spell Pierce. What does slow roll actually mean? So a slow roll is a lot of times a poker term, but in Magic the Gathering, it means if your opponent, if you could have killed your opponent, and instead of like killing them on your turn or killing them in the upkeep when they had no cards in their hand, you're not playing around anything, there's no chance they could win. You like a very common example thing is like your opponent's at 3 life, you have Lightning Bolt in your hand, they have no cards in their hand, and then you Lightning Bolt them on their upkeep instead of your main phase. That's a slow roll. And it's just like a feel bad thing for the person getting slow rolled. It's not a super serious thing. And I still don't know how I slow rolled my 5 life point opponent with get my Galvanic Blast. We're all looking for the guy who did this. Okay, so they're holding up counter magic here. If I just had one more card in my hand, it'd be easy. 3/3/3. Or if I still had the looting in my yard. Should we blast the opponent before they draw? I don't think so. Isn't it still 3/3/3? Well, the problem is if they're at 7, I can go discard the card I have, put them to 4, untap, discard the card I draw, put them to 1, but then I have no more cards to discard, and they're not dead. And they're not dead. Well, that's a freebie. Before they drift the frogs, we need to play around them drawing answers. Yes, that was an option. One thing was that they had exiled a death shadow to expressive iteration. So I thought that there was a chance that they would just play Death Shadow and leave up 1 mana, and I could play around Spell Pierce at that point. They instead left up 2 mana, which is a bit harder to play around. And so there was also a turn, right, where I cast the Monument with 2 mana up, and then my opponent just let Monument resolve. So playing around Spell Pierce, like we've been doing, is something that makes sense. But then my opponent just gave up, which is also great. Yeah, they could have Force, I guess, but didn't seem like it. All right, let's get a trophy prediction going. But you let me know if you feel like there's something better we can be doing, because that is a huge problem with Modern, I think, is that, like, if your opponent are just playing a bunch of Wrath the Skies and you're playing decks like this, it can be pretty tough. It can be pretty tough. Okay, turn 1 Seer. So we're playing a Sam Amalia combo. We draw the perfect card. Do you think an Asmo Frog Basim deck can use Monument or Maleficent Sauce? I think that certainly could be good. I'll say that red decks are going to typically be better at utilizing the damage mode on Monument than blue-black. But yeah, you could. The Lava Spike is a huge part of Monument. It seems to me this is not something that people really realize potentially. Yeah, looting does let you choose 2 with Monument, which is really nice. Monument's been overperforming so far. I've been pretty excited about it. You know, we got Wrath Disguised earlier this league, but we just killed our opponent with Wrath on the stack, which was a good way to play around it. Evora Insatiable Air, 1/1. When it enters and whenever you deal combat damage to a player, make a blood token. Whenever you discard a card, put a counter on Evora. I have never seen this card. It's not Modern Legal. Makes sense. Why I haven't seen it. Sack an artifact. Target artifact gains indestructible. Yeah, I don't know. I would probably play Welding Jar over Slowbad. You can play Welding Jar. But then your cookbooks die. That might be okay. Did the Eldrazi Marvel deck pick anything up good from Aetherdrift? I don't think so. Sam's worth blasting here, I think. Yeah, I don't think I need to get cookbook on my turn here. It's okay, just wait so we can basically always get the card from Inti. Is Birthing Ritual better than Birthing Pod? Yeah. Birthing Pod would be a pretty safe unban, I think. Yeah, it is different, but it is also it is better. Ooh, Nest Invader, cool. Whenever I've played the Amalia Birthing Ritual deck, there's been like one person who always suggests Nest Invader. This is game 1, opponent! This is game 1! What the fuck? Okay, never mind. This is what you get! Main game 1, Natural Collector, oof. Show Daybreak receipts. You get for the main deck. If we do a bit of banter here with the slow rolls and the Daybreak receipts, we do a bit of banter over here, but it's all love, of course. Even the slow roll stuff, just a bit of banter. I made a list for Catch Roast Cake Man. Want to see it? I'm okay, Draz. I feel so bad because obviously this sounds cool, but I almost feel like when people ask stuff like this, they're like spoiling a TV show for me. I want to build the deck too. I really try to not look at other people's decks during new sets. I want to make it. It's like that's my favorite part about Magic. Obviously, is building decks. So I don't want to get spoiled. Oh, I did mean to not play this mountain in case I hit Urza Saga. Okay, Asmo is kind of game over here. The Sam combo deck seems underplayed. Maybe. It could be. I don't think it's very good, if I'm going to be quite honest. So I want to be discarding now so that I can discard the Daredevil a bit cleaner to the Inti. I think I'm just blasting them. I think for Mori Vault be a good one of the deck. I don't think so. I would rather play 4th Arena of Glory or like another mountain to make Arena of Glory enter untapped than to play a Fomori Vault. I know that's a card people really like, but it's pretty slow. I would maybe even play like Den of the Bugbear over Fomori Vault because it enters untapped and taps for red. But it's also like that can be a good plan against Wrath Disguise. We've played Den in the past. I think maybe with Sunken Citadel though. Mockingbird Gearhulk. Yeah, Mockingbird Gearhulk sounds kind of nice. So we've been saying this a lot, but it's very nice to win game 1 because we've got a lot of good sideboard cards. Maybe not as many as I thought. Is Torpor Orb good against them? Torpor Orb stops Amalia and Siam combo mostly. So that seems good. Don't think I want Pithing Needle. So this is 6 cards in. We can cut the Lantern. They play Cat. Yeah, the Cat is how they combo with Samwise, so the Orb seemed like they stopped that in the Sam combo. Jailer, what does Jailer do? Just stops the Cat from coming back. I think the Cage is maybe what we want to lean on there instead, since we also have the Orbs. I guess Jailer does stop that combo. It doesn't stop the Sam combo though. Then Jailer also stops Birthing Ritual, Court of Calling. What are we cutting? Am I cut looting? That's kind of weird. Let's try. The Mansion Break Ketchermos. Couldn't watch the VOD. Yeah, I think the Black-White Ketchermos deck has a very good chance to be the best deck in the format, and Ketchermos is really, really fucking good. So, I didn't break it as far as they just kind of printed a broken card. Is how I'm feeling about it. Case of the Crimson Pulse. That card's kind of cool. In the sideboard, I don't think these like 3 mana enchantments that are like grindy are good anymore, or were they ever good? I don't know, but like what matchup is Case of the Crimson Pulse good against? I kind of don't think it's good against anything. Splag, please make this deck a real thing. I think this deck's been feeling pretty good so far. We are 3-0 up a game. It's nice that the Black-White Ketchermos deck seems pretty good against Breach. Yeah, I agree. I agree. It rebuilds from Wrath or Meltdown. I mean, it dies to Wrath. Meltdown's not really like much of a card either these days. What are my thoughts on the current state of Modern? I think it's pretty good at the moment. Pretty good. I don't think it's not the best Modern's ever been, but I'm having a lot of fun. There's a lot of brewing to be done. Gameplay is good. I don't have a lot of complaints about Modern at the moment. Besides, turns with Amulet Titan taking 10 minutes every single time you play against them. Like they just have a 10-minute turn that it's hard to concede to. That's probably my biggest complaint about the format, and that's kind of an evergreen complaint. So that's a good sign about the health of the game. How was Goblin Engineer? Did it pass its last chance? No, it's been traded to the Lakers, and we got Mako instead. Yeah, some players seem to slow roll Galvanic Blast when your opponent's at 5 life. And that seems to be a big problem with Modern. Monument's been chewing my ass in standard queues. I didn't know it would be a good standard card. What are like the payoffs for it? I feel like the joke should be it got traded to the Mavs. Right. So they found a Liberator that can deal with my Torpor Orb here. They also have Court of Calling? Wow, they do. We're dead. Nice. That's what game 3. They said, no, I meant to hold control. That's okay. I'll just concede. Probably dead anyways, but will be nice. Will be nice. Can we call Mako Luca from now on? Maybe. It's kind of a convoluted nickname. What was Ash's nickname for it again? Something Sharko. Marco Sharko. That was pretty good. A lot of good spells, no lands. I think we got to keep this on 6. Mako is pronounced like GIF. I've heard that a couple times. I've also heard that it could be pronounced Mako or Mako, and it's okay. It's not the most interesting conversation we could be having. So the bad news is this Torpor Orb turns off my Asmo ETB, but I think that's okay. Isn't looting just better than Shark here? It seems like the way we win is controlling the board rather than a dude who attacks. I think dude who attacks is pretty important in these kind of matchups, especially, but you could play looting instead, yeah. You could Asmo there. I think I would much prefer to be able to make a treasure token and kill a oof or kill whatever if they like stop my combo, or just draw a card is my plan. And then I can just untap an Asmo this turn, and Asmo like can't get me a second cookbook because of the Torpor Orb, so it like doesn't even do much until next turn anyways. Why not activating the book on my turn, playing around Force of Vigor. So they have Chord for 2 up. Yeah, I feel like I should have articulated why I was not casting Asmo there. Mia with the 28 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Not sure if you saw my opponent effed him last week. Haste their Dothy off arena, making cost black 1 with Damping Sphere. I didn't see that. I don't know how I would have seen that, but that is sick. Very cool. I don't know what they're getting here, but I should be able to kill it. Huh. Well, if we can't kill it, we can make it to where we're stone raining them some. Classic Chord for 2, go to 1 drop. Always always a fun play to like kind of make believe what you're gonna do. They let the Sam die. Not easy to get stone rained every time a removal spell gets cast. They got 5 cards in their hand over there. What happened to Nautilus Nadu? I think that deck is fine. It definitely got a lot worse because people are starting to play Torpor Orbs in their deck now. I think that deck's fine though. Just kind of moved on. I know it was a sweet one. So another Court of Calling up, it seems. Oh, maybe not. Oh, main phase. They're going to get a noof here. Which is good. Don't have another Galvanic Blast, and even if I did, they have the Safekeeper. We do have a couple of Pyroclasms in the deck, and we can also just go like Saga token, Grafdigger's Cage, which should be pretty good. We did board out our looting, so that although we could also cycle Mako Mako to trigger Monument, which is fun. As a non-modern person, what's led to the uptick of Torpor Orb? There's a black-white Flicker deck that's one of the best decks in the format, and got a lot better with the new set too. I'm still not over the fact that the day before the set released, U4 won the craziest green blue Oculus deck we'll probably never get back to. I do like that deck. I'm not opposed to never circling back to that one. But yeah, it does feel like we're kind of far away from it, I guess. All right, there's a fun guy. Sorry about that. With them hitting all their land drops, I'm kind of surprised they didn't save their Sam here. These peatlands have been so bad. You probably just play Surveil lands. Well, I guess, you know, they probably have a good amount of life gain with the Amalia stuff. Ooh, they're targeting the Torpor Orb. So they're going to let me get a Grafdigger's Cage, maybe? But Neoform into Ketramos? Now you're cooking. Good luck sacking that food token, opponent. I actually don't think they're playing Amalia. We haven't seen a Wild Growth Walker or an Amalia. Could be good to not play make a second construct, but I'm going to here. All right, grabbing Grafdigger's Cage. It actually just seems right to do this, but we're going to hit them for 3 and then give trample to this construct, so they might actually just be dead. So you lose 3. Put a trample and a counter here. They give us the GG. All right, we're 4-1. Trophy prediction already went live. This would be a really, really cool deck to trophy with. So this hand is good if we draw a Mox Opal or land. We have 21 of those, and we have 2 looks. This is probably going to be an easy keep on the draw, but on the play, let's do a little check here. Also, if we draw a Mako, I'm not too upset, but let's maybe not count that. Okay, so sample size is going to be 2. The successes is going to be, let's call it 21. 64% for a really good hand is going to be a keep for me, I think. Also, if we draw Asmo or Mako and then in the top 2, or Looting, all of these are also good hits, which I didn't include on like the hit ratio, so let's keep it here. Mako Sharko. Listen, Wikipedia says you can say it either way. So until you get the entry there edited, I'm pronouncing it a variety of ways every time. Is there a reason for no fetches? Well, we don't have any Delirium cards. We could play like a Surveil land. We don't have Baubles. We don't have any Delirium cards. I mean, it is nice in your Street Wraith deck to have like a painless mana base, but you could play fetches in a Surveil land, I guess. Better against Harbinger of the Seas. All right, good news, bad news. I feel like the wiki doesn't say that. Where do you see it? I was told by like 2 people in chat yesterday. I didn't read it myself. But I was told the wiki said you could say it either way. As always, just regurgitating stuff Twitch chatters tell me. What about the new Hollow deck? I think it's really good. We played it yesterday. This card's great. We're probably up against Eldrazi. Not a matchup you can really stumble. Okay, thankfully we get to play Magic. I think they have no idea what they're talking about. Yeah, it's classic regurgitating stuff without fact checking. I don't know. It's okay. It is not a huge deal. All right, they're rumbling into Mycospawn, Nulldrifter, K command. They obviously can't take the K command. Good draw for them. Thankfully, the Inti can give trample. They do choose Mycospawn. If I draw a land, I'm going to play Monument instead of Inti, I think. Yeah, I think so. Interesting choice not to block. I'm definitely going to be dealing them 3. Yeah, Rumble can't choose K command. I thought I said that. Maybe I didn't say that. Yeah, multiple monuments is a lot of damage really quickly. Like, if we draw a Street Wraith, it could be 12 damage next turn cycle. Maybe we go like Inti, discard, deal 3, and then Cookbook on our opponent's turn to deal 3 more next turn. They have a World Breaker, and they target the Cookbook, which is interesting. So a lot of good top decks here. Feeling alright about this one. I think I'm drawing a card instead of dealing them 3, so that if I find... I guess Street Wraith doesn't do it. I just have a lot of good hits. It's a pretty good hit. I guess one problem here is if I want to go Galvanic Blast and trample 2 damage over, then I can't go Looting and then draw a card, make them lose 3, and make a treasure token. Probably not the biggest deal. But yeah, let's just go ahead and let this block happen. Cast the Looting. They lose 3, I make a treasure token. I discard 2 cards. Seems like I want to discard Maybe just 2 monuments, since the cycle here can be 3 damage. And I get a Daredevil back, which is nice. And I also get to trigger Inti. So I put us down to 10. I've got 2 Galvanic Blasts. I get to play a land for turn now. And it seems like I'm just ignoring the World Breaker at this point. Good chance that actually we cycle on their turn, put them down to 7, untap Blast. Hopefully don't get Emrakul this turn. Yeah, Monument's really good. Can't believe, like, I think it definitely says something about the strength of the set that it's day 3 of Aetherdrift and we're just now playing this, like, really powerful card. So they're playing an Ugin's Labyrinth. We know that they have a Sowing Mako Spawn and 2 other cards in their hand. Can they cast a Emrakul? Looks like they can. They have Instant Kindred, Creature, Sorcery, Land. Rumble's so good. But do they have the Emrakul? Hopefully they just kick a Mako Spawn and, like, do anything else besides the turn 4 Emrakul. Gator, 31 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Glad you're liking the stream. Okay, do not. I'm gonna sack. Oh, I guess I should sack this for red. But this resolves. Yeah, it's cool that this deck can exist, like, separate from Hollow One too. It seems like it's had a pretty good Hollow One matchup for whatever that's worth. We even had a turn 3 kill with this deck too. So opponent gets a Chalice of the Void. So they go Chalice on 1, we go Galvanic Blast them down to 6, and then we can go Inti 3 damage, cycle this on their turn 3 damage. Well, they didn't start off by casting Rumble. That's so good for us because they could have casted Emrakul this turn if they hit it. They didn't hit it though. Ignored on Meow Spring Spike. Yeah, Avnar, you're with Peace and Love, your question of what's the TLDR on what we're doing today, I didn't really want to answer, if I want to be quite honest. We're playing. You could look at the deck we're playing, and you know that's what we're doing. We're playing this deck on stream today. I didn't want to answer. What are we doing today? Sorry about that. Okay. So we get to go Street Wraith, deal 3, and then kill them with this on their turn. Nice Chalice on 1. Shouldn't really be any instant speed life gain cards. We'll just not slow roll. Do you think K-Command is busted? I think it's maybe the best card in the format, yeah. Top 5 for sure. Okay, so up a game. Very nice because we get to bring in all these Charmaws. So I'm going to cut the Shadowspear and bring in 3 Daredevils, and I think Needle in over Lantern for Karn. Lantern can be good. First Daredevil is just so good. But being bannable, question mark, question mark. I'm not very interested in talking about bans. I say this a lot. Maybe I should put no ban talk up on the screen. I would think I wouldn't need that when we have new set release. But, you know, and this is... I love you, chatters. There seems to be a trend of people who don't usually watch the stream. They come in during set release because they're excited, and you're so excited. You're like, let's talk about my favorite things, bans. It's not something we like to do much here. We like to build decks and try to innovate, try new stuff, have a good time, and not just talk about bans all the time. And I hope that's okay. So hopefully they don't have turn 2 K return to kill both of my Makos. Why is it Monument to Endurance a Monument to the Green Elemental? Honestly, like, it would have been very funny if it was Monument to Fury, which is now banned. But I wonder if anybody will do an altar. Okay, my opponent chooses Null Drifter to put in their hands, declining 2 copies of Karn, the Great Creator. Looting. I'd really like to keep 4 of these 5 cards. I can only keep 2. Like, if I could just go Cookbook, Opal, Monument. I guess I wouldn't even have Metalcraft anyways. In the spirit of the channel, do you think there's a modern PO deck floating around somewhere? If so, what's the mana reducer? Archway. Archway isn't great with PO, I think. I did try to build PO when Opal got unbanned, and I knew it wasn't that good, but I decided to have some fun, and I don't really recommend Paradoxical Outcome. I think the card's just not very good. The new 3-mana Wilderness Wreck for non-lands, it seems super interesting with PO. Yeah, it could be, maybe. But I'm kind of off the card after many failures with it, I guess. Okay. Drew a Galvanic Blast. Let's just get in with our Marco Sharkos. I love PO and EDH for what it's worth. I mean, I do agree that PO is like a really dope card. I do not argue with that at all. To see Mingu 5-0 day 1 with Ketra Domain Zoo list with Dark Blast. I did not see that. Or sorry, I didn't see it. I did hear about it. I would love to see a list. And I'd also love to hear if anybody watched or from Mingu what he thought about the Dark Blast tech specifically. Because like I haven't been that interested in testing it, but obviously it's very early and I could just be wrong and that the card could just be sick. Okay, so it looks like they're going to be short of explosives on 1. They grab a Haywire Mite. Are they going to pop it main phase? They do, so not going for the block. We'll see how that treats them here. Saga Chapter 2. Seems like we got to kill Karn. Put my opponent down to 9. Now, yeah, basically no world where I cast the Galvanic Blast this turn, so I think we might as well play the Cookbook out. Quote from Mingu. Dark Blast is a decent card in a lot of matchups. It also gives you a turn 3 win versus Breacher Eldrazi. I think that's fair to some extent. I don't know. I think I do disagree that it's a decent card in a lot of matchups. I think it's a decent card against exactly Energy, but I would love to be wrong. Tutors was playing Dredger's Insight and Yogg yesterday. Seems like a cool build around. Yeah, I think Dredger's Insight is super cool. I'm glad that Tutors is back to do that because I didn't know if I was going to get around to trying Dredger's Insight or not. Looking pretty good for us, y'all. Okay, so trophy. First trophy of the season. Not with Ketramos, but with Monument to Endurance. I think as much as I'm excited about this green-white Gearhulk deck with the Aether Spark, and what is a golden booster? Not that I can use these because it's the Daybreak account. But I think we should just run it back here. I think we should run it back. I think one problem I've had when set releases come out is I'll like trophy or I'll 4-1 and then I just literally never play the deck.